Paul is buying headphones. $240. Not cheap, but Paul needs them. Work from home, Zoom calls, better sound quality. It's justified. At checkout, something appears. Pay in 4 interest-free payments of $60. Paul pauses. $240 feels steep. $60 feels manageable. No interest. No fees. Just split the cost. This isn't a credit card. This is responsible. Smart even. Paul clicks. Pay in 4. Feels good. The headphones arrive. The first payment of $60 processes automatically 2 weeks later. Barely noticeable. 3 more payments to go. No big deal. 2 weeks later, Paul needs new shoes. $160. At checkout, the same offer. 4 payments of $40. Paul already has the headphones plan, but $40 is nothing. Paul clicks it again. Now Paul has headphones with 3 payments of $60 remaining and shoes with 4 payments of $40. Total monthly obligation, $100. Still feels fine. A month later, Paul's at Target. Cart total, $180. Pay in 4 interest-free payments of $45. This is just groceries, but $180 in one shot feels heavy. $45 feels easier. Paul clicks it. Now he has $145 in monthly obligations across 3 different plans. 3 months later, Paul has 6 active payment plans. Headphones, shoes, Target run, a jacket, a flight home, phone accessories. Total monthly obligation, $260. Paul isn't tracking this number. He's tracking each individual plan, $60 here, $40 there, $45 for that. None of it feels big, but together it's $260 a month. Automatically deducting from different apps on different schedules for things Paul already bought, already used, already forgot about. Paul makes $70,000 a year. After taxes, that's $4,300 a month. His fixed costs are $3,200. That leaves $1,100 for everything else. Before pay later, that was tight but workable. Now $260 is already committed. He's down to $840 for an entire month. Paul doesn't feel the squeeze immediately. It builds slowly. He runs out of grocery budget faster, pushes gas to the credit card, skips going out. He can't figure out why. He didn't buy anything crazy, just normal stuff. All of it spread out, but the payments didn't spread out the impact. They just delayed it. And now all the delays are happening at once. Paul gets paid. $4,300 hits his account. Within 48 hours, rent $1,800, car payment $350, insurance $200, student loan $280, utilities $120. Then the pay later payments start hitting. Affirm $60, Klarna $80, Afterpay $40, Affirm again $50, Klarna again $30. Paul watches his account drain. Automatic deduction after automatic deduction. By day 3 after payday, Paul has $1,510 left for the entire month. This is why Paul feels broke. Not because he's spending recklessly, because he's spending in the past, paying for things he already consumed. With money he needs for today, Paul doesn't think of pay later as debt. That's the whole point. It's not a credit card, no interest, no APR, just installments, structured, planned, responsible. The apps reinforce this. Bright colors, friendly language. Split your purchase into 4 easy payments. Easy, not borrowing, not debt, just flexible. But the psychology is identical to credit card debt. Paul bought something he couldn't afford in full, used future income to pay for it, committed cash flow he doesn't have yet. Both let you spend money you don't have. Both have the same consequence. Your future income is already spoken for. The interest-free part feels like winning, like Paul outsmarted the system. But interest isn't the only cost. The real cost is commitment. Every pay later payment is a promise. A claim on money Paul hasn't earned yet. A reduction in choice. Paul can't save that $260, can't invest it, can't use it for emergencies. It's gone before it arrives. That's the cost, not interest. Inflexibility. Paul's car needed a repair, $380. When the Klarna payment tried to process, it bounced, insufficient funds. 3 days later, Klarna tried again, bounced again. Now there's a $7 late fee. Paul's account is locked until he pays. Paul logs in, pays the $87 he owes, account unlocked. But now he's flagged. One missed payment, recorded. 2 weeks later, Paul's checking is tight again. An affirmed payment is scheduled, $60. Paul has $75 in checking. He moves money from savings to cover it. $60 from his emergency fund to pay for headphones he bought 3 months ago. This is the spiral. Pay later doesn't have interest, but it has penalties, late fees, locked accounts, and the stress of juggling, of making sure money is in the right account at the right time. Paul knows this isn't working, but he can't just stop. He still has 6 active plans, $260 a month committed for the next 2 to 3 months. Even if Paul stops today, the payments keep coming. And here's the worst part. Paul feels like he needs pay later now more than before, because his cash flow is so tight. When something comes up, Paul can't pay in full, so he uses pay later again to manage the tightness that pay later created. This is the trap. Pay later solves a short-term cash flow problem by creating a long-term cash flow problem. If Paul had just waited and saved $60 a month for 4 months, he'd have bought the headphones in cash. No commitment, no juggling, no risk. But waiting feels impossible when the offer is right there. Here's what Paul didn't realize. Pay later is more restrictive than credit cards. With a credit card, Paul has flexibility. Pay minimum, pay in full, pay extra. With pay later, one option, pay exactly what's due on the exact date. Miss it, and the account locks. Credit cards also consolidate. One payment, one due date. Pay later spreads across 5 different apps with 5 different schedules. This isn't simpler, it's more complex. Just with better marketing. If Paul had used a credit card and paid it off within the grace period, the result would be identical. No interest. Same timeline, but consolidated and manageable. Pay later isn't targeting people with money. It's targeting people without it. Nearly 90% of users pay with debit cards, not credit. These are people with thin margins living paycheck to paycheck. Pay later makes stretching money feel painless in the moment. Companies integrate it at checkout. Right when you're committed, 1 click, 4 payments, done. The average user has 3 to 4 active plans. Paul has 6. He's the target, someone who keeps coming back. Because the pain is delayed, the satisfaction is now, until later arrives, and later is every 2 weeks. Paul decides to stop. He opens a spreadsheet, lists every pay later plan, $260 a month for the next 8 weeks minimum. Paul commits to 2 rules. No new pay later purchases. If he can't pay in full, he doesn't buy it. Let existing plans run out. Don't add new ones. The first month is hard. Paul sees offers everywhere. He closes the tab, walks away. Half the time, he forgets about what he wanted. It wasn't necessary. It was just available. By month 2, cash flow opens up. One plan finishes, $60 freed, then another, $40 more. By month 4, all plans are done. Paul's $260 obligation is gone. Money feels different, less juggled, more controlled. He deleted the apps, not out of anger, to add friction back, to make buying require intention. Interest-free doesn't mean cost-free. Paul paid no interest but paid in flexibility, stress, and locked cash flow. Pay later isn't evil, it's a tool. But tools can trap you when designed to feel harmless. Paul thought he was being smart, spreading costs, avoiding interest. But he was committing future income to past purchases, over and over. The real wealth builder isn't access to credit. It's the ability to delay, save first, buy second, own outright. That's not sexy or instant, but it's stable, and stability beats convenience every time. Paul still buys things, just differently now. If he wants something that costs $240, he saves $60 a month for 4 months, then buys it. Same timeline as pay later, but no commitment, no juggling, just patience. At the end, it's his, fully paid. No strings, no automatic deductions. Pay later promised ease. It delivered complexity, promised flexibility, delivered rigidity, promised control, delivered obligation. Paul doesn't use pay later anymore. Not because he's against it, because he doesn't need it. He has margin now, room to breathe. When he wants something, he can wait or buy it outright. That's freedom, not 4 interest-free payments. Freedom is having money before you spend it. Paul's paycheck is his again, not claimed by apps, not committed to the past, just his, to use, to save, to build with. That's worth more than any easy payment ever offered. Thanks for watching. We'll check back in on Paul next time. Another trap, another lesson. This is how money really works.